Yeah,
Mushado,
absolutely.
Mushado, which is the dojo's clothing line, where we manufactured the leather jackets that are just amazing.
Yeah, our tactical jacket.
Tactical jackets.
Jack.
Tac Jack. Maybe we'll shoot to a video here. I'm sure there's a YouTube video of.
We do have a YouTube video. Maybe we'll just scroll it.
Yeah, we scroll it on the bottom, link it, or even fit it in right here.
Bam.
In here, depending on the rounds, depending on how long your magazine is, depends on what you're going to hold in here. And these pockets could be used for any. If you were to wear it when you're riding your bike, you would still be comfortable. Something that didn't say, I've got tons of stuff. And that's it.
Alright. So there's a tactical jacket, and Sensei has
We have our own
uniform. What the pants? The
Hakama.
Hakama. Thank you. Sensei has also designed his own Hakama, which are designed for more strength than the old school Hakama, which tear after a while.
Oh yeah, man, we're spending all kinds of money on Hakama like you would not believe. How many Hakama I've gone through so many different Hakama, and the difficulty is, if you're gonna train, if you're gonna
really train,
you're gonna be, having some moments where everybody's seeing you in your undies because you're getting ripped apart. If you're training, and you just don't want that.
So traditional speaking, like Hakama were what in Japan? What were they? Basically, aren't they like underwear? Basically?
Yeah, if you want to go way back.
Yeah.
If you want to go way back, Joba was the term. Joba Hakama were actually, Hakama altogether were derived from samurai underwear. They were the undergarments of the yoroi, or the armor of the samurai.
So they were the underwear for the armor.
Yeah.
To protect your skin from chafing of the metal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And different armor at different periods of time. You had, you talk about the samurai, and the samurai did this, and the samurai did that. Well, you can't really say that. You just have to make broad generalizations because you're talking about hundreds and hundreds of years of samurai. And you're also talking about clans. Each clan had their own thing going. And you had tons of gumi, of families warring against each other on 5 different islands. So what did the samurai do? They did everything, but there were commonalities. Those common traits were developed because everybody's climbing the same mountain. Everybody's trying to reach the same goal,
right.
and that's where Hakama became something that everybody did, because what are we going to do about when they had the more English style armor? I refer to it as English style because it was like plated, big chest plate with what you would attribute to a knight almost. Necessary to have that undergarment to protect yourself. And then when you went more chainmail, which is still kind of like the English, they did a lot more with chainmail, and that didn't last too long. And then they did a lot with plate mail, where there's an old story which I absolutely love about the samurai. I don't know if it's a fable or if it actually happened, but this is one of my favorite stories. There's this samurai who's training day and night for years, decades, and he's amazing, right? He gets out on the battlefield and he almost dies. He's trying to evade a sword attack, and he deflects it, and he barely kills the man, and he almost died. And he said to his sensei, he said, "It wasn't because I wasn't more skilled than him. I saw the attack coming. It was that I could not move the way I needed to move. The armor was in my way. So my defense became my enemy. Like the armor itself became something that was hindering my movement to a degree that it would have been responsible for the taking of my life. It wasn't what it was supposed to be. It was always supposed to be the man with greater skill was the one that owned, the one that deserved the taking of my head and the displaying of it on the kake. But because of the inability to move, the primitive nature of the armor at the time, it had a lot of jinx. It had a lot of jinx, and jinx in the armor is how you kill the guy. So he's walking in meditation. He's walking along a stream, and he's just thinking, I could have died. I could have died. I need to be able to move like this. I need to be able to move like this. And he's just moving freestyle because he doesn't have any armor on at the time. And he sees a koi fish, so he reaches into the water and he grabs the koi and he says, I need to be able to move like that. I need to be able to move. I need to be able to move. He's looking at this koi fish. Looks at it like this. And then he brings his hand back up and all the scales start to move like that. And supposedly, I don't know if this is true, supposedly, seeing the scales of the koi, he ran to his blacksmith, his artisan, and he said, this is what armor should look like. It should have the protective qualities of fish scales. And to date, they just came out with this new armor for police and for military, and they call it dragon scales or something like that. What is that if not a complete and utter rip-off of samurai armor? Life is cyclical. You always see it come around. And it's so interesting to me that a good idea is a good idea. Mm-hmm. So that's where you find when we make broad generalizations about this samurai culture, which lasted hundreds of years, often those generalizations are quite true. And now you see, everyone who has come from Koru, and the branches. Aikido is quite far removed from that, and yet still dresses with Hakama and dresses with Keiso. I've seen Gracie Jiu-Jitsu guys throw on a Hakama. They don't really tie it. They tie it their own way, and they throw it on, and they're sporting it too. And you can't. If you want to train hard, you're just going to rip that thing apart. We've ripped how many? Countless. And we continue to sew them together. We've even tried gluing them back together. It's just ridiculous. So what we did was we looked at what the military was using, actually, to give away our secrets. This is what we're doing. We looked at what the military was using. And what they were using for their fatigues is this ripstop material. And that's what we got our hands on. So that's what we're going to build out of. We're going to build out of something that's really strong. I don't know how good it's going to look, but we're going to try our best. Our leather jacket came out amazing. Our gi is friggin' phenomenal. What we did with our gi is we took a look at every single gi we could. Everything from the Hayashi brand to Ronin brand, which Ronin brand is an amazing brand, by the way. And that's what we did. We tried to improve upon the Hayashi brand. They're brands that I can't even pronounce. I once bought Sensei at $220 gi for Christmas, and that was wholesale. It was wholesale at $220. He had ripped it within a year. He tore it apart. It was supposed to be the greatest uniform that you'd never rip and everything, and it was like top of the line, and all the the best of the best got that brand. And I don't want to down the brand. Honestly, I can't even remember the name of it. It started with a T. It was T-O something. Anyways, the point is that he ripped it apart. What we did with our new uniform, amazing things. Amazing things. We're going to put out a video soon on the new gi that we've been producing, and it is awesome. And you know what else is really cool? When we were designing it, a gi often opens in the front, and it pulls out of the belt, and it makes a skinny man look fat.